Hello and welcome to Footy Judgmo. Arsenal and Spurs collapsed yesterday. People saying Arsenal won't win the league. Manchester City back on track, winning games at Goodison Park, at Everton, the resilient Everton that kept clean sheets for 3 consecutive games. Man City destroyed them with 3 goals, of course. Liverpool are top of the league with 42 points midway through the season, on course for 84 points. Probably the league will be won in the 70s this time. But I'm here with a great panel. We'll do the round table. We'll talk about all the teams, of course. We'll talk about Arsenal, Spurs collapse, Liverpool, and Man City. And our Man City still favorites. But I'm here with the great guys, of course. Northside representing Arsenal. How are you doing, mate? You're right?
I'm not good, bro. I'm not good. Right. I can't lie. Not good, but I'm here. Yeah, man. Listen, I've been telling you since I come on this channel, been saying on my channel, this was coming. This was on the horizon. We got away with it against Luton. I've been telling people the deficiencies of this fixed bench and this fixed team. Mavropanos goes and scores, bro. It sounds like a flipping Greek kofta rap. A man puts it in the bin. It's mad. It's mad. Everything's fixed at Arsenal. Everything's fixed. But love, man, for having me on. Big up to everyone in the panel. Yeah, man, make sure people you're liking and subscribing.
Perchi, how are you doing, my man?
Yeah, all good. Lovely Christmas period, and then Spurs go and ruin the day yesterday. So, yeah, it is what it is. I mean, we were awful, but we can probably delve into it. Yeah, but all good so far, though.
All good. Nobbins, we're champions of the world, of course.
Quintuple winners.
Yes, won everything. How are you doing? How are you feeling today?
Yeah, I'm doing great. You know, Christmas is a lovely time. You know, family, friends, and 3 points as well. You love to see it. You really do.
Top of the league, Jamie. You feeling good? You feeling great? Everything is great at Liverpool, of course. You're muted. Oh my God, you're gonna bottle this like you're gonna bottle the league, of course. Unmute yourself, Jamie. You're muted.
There we go. No, yeah, I'm happy, man. I couldn't be more happier at the moment. Apart from me pulling my hamstring, I couldn't be more happier at the moment.
Pulling the hamstring. But listen.
Don't have kids and be fat. It's not good.
Listen, people. Well, there's only one place to start, to be honest with you guys. Hit that like button if you just joined us. Almost 100 people right off the bat. So it's Arsenal yesterday. Now this time, I thought it was different because Arsenal created chances. It's not like they lacked chances. No, they created clear-cut chances. Should have scored. The lineup was there. Trossard on the 8, playing well. A lot of people told me they actually missed habits. But I want to start with one thing because I had this discussion with the guys yesterday when I saw Northside talking about the ball that went out or not. And I'm going to show you a picture here, which is exactly what happened in the game. It's this picture here. This is the frame with the ball went out or not. And I'm going to get Northside. Do you believe they should have overturned this goal?
That's not clear and obvious. That's not clear and obvious, right?
It's not.
It's not. Well, there you go then. Plus, that's 1 goal, yeah? We lost by 2 and we scored none after 30 shots and only 8 on target. So what does that change? If we're going to talk about VAR, then let Arsenal fans have the same energy when Tottenham got screwed over when in the game earlier on in the season against Spurs. But Arsenal fans didn't talk about that. For the rest of our rivals, when City get decisions going against them, Arsenal fans don't talk about that. VAR is appalling for all teams, not just Arsenal. So I'm not using that as an excuse. It's got nothing to do with us not finishing our dinner. It's got nothing to do with the fact that Odegaard looking like the Norwegian Zac Efron, not doing enough. Not doing enough, bro. Looking like Josh from My Parents Are Aliens. I'm sick and tired of it. Because listen, I got afro hair. Yeah, I slick my hair back. Yeah, I don't have that type of hair. Yeah, even though I'm half European, I'm Portuguese. Yeah, what does this do to your game? I don't know what this does. What does this do? I don't know. Does it help you with your game? Because what are you doing, bro? Spinning around like a blonde Beyblade. I'm sick and tired of that filo da puta. Yeah, he's a fake ass captain, bro. He's not a captain. I've been telling, man. Yeah, Deckers, you've been good for the season, Deckers, but you look like a double-decker bus. You didn't even look like a bendy bus. It was a double-decker bus. What is that in the box? Yeah, but people weren't saying it because it's Deckers. Leave it because we've got favourites. Always got to have favourites round here. Eddie and Ketty are coming on like Keenan and Kel. What are we doing? What are we doing to save the day? I've been telling you it's not enough. Yeah? Oh, who loves Project Youth? I love Project Youth. I do. Ooh. Finish that book. I've been telling man it ain't good enough. The bench ain't fixed. We don't have a lethal striker. El Nene's on the bench. Why did we sign this bum to a new contract, bro? Because Declan Rice wasn't doing good enough. El Nene looking like the Egyptian Aladdin, bro. Serving everybody Turkish tea on the bench. What were you doing, bro? Huh? But it's all right. It's Project Youth. Yeah? Tell me something now. You flipping Zinchenko, the guy's got the Ukrainian Chihuahua going for a walk in the midfield when you are a defender. The filo da puta. Why are you not defending, bro? Why are you not defending? Oh, but it's all right. Zinchenko, he's pivotal to the way that we play football. Really? He's got 1 assist in 17 games this season. But apparently he's pivotal to the way that we play. Going into the game, all the signs was already there. I told man it weren't good enough. We got piped against West Ham. We got piped against Newcastle. Yeah, we lost to Lons this season, and we just about got away with it against Luton. Luton, bro. Do you know what I mean? That stadium's the size of JD. And we almost lost to them lot, yeah? But it was okay. Do you know our top 3 have less goals than Solanke, Bowen, Nicholas Jackson, and Mbuemo? Yeah? But the bench is fixed. Everything's fixed at Arsenal. Yeah? Everything's amazing. Everything's amazing. We have regressed, and I've been telling people we have regressed. It ain't good enough. Martinelli looking like Jake from the Tweenies, bro. More concentration on your football, yeah, than doing a stupid mohawk, bro. Yeah, more concentration on your football. This guy, I'll tell you what, yeah, attacking wise, all this creation, I don't even want to hear it. Last season, we used to have Ben White overlapping on the right-hand side. They don't do that no more. We used to have Zinchenko going into the middle, which is why people justified him in the team. What does he create? Yeah, Martinelli and Saka the easiest players to defend against because they're one-trick pony. Saka, if he doesn't have 1-2s off of Odegaard, he can't beat a man. He won't do anything. They left no space in behind, nullified Saka, nullified Martinelli. Martinelli running around with his head down like this is a 100-meter sprint. Are you Usain Bolt, bro? I need you to do more than run in a straight line. So filo da puta. Yeah, this guy, how many times he receives the ball and it's just flicking off of him? But it's good enough for these people. It's good enough, yeah? I'm just negative. Saka looking like this, the Fat Fighters version of Kodak Black. What are you doing? I don't care about Starboy, bro. The only star in my club is the crest. Not no player, bro. You know what I mean? What's he doing? But because he's Starboy, holds a puppy, comes out with the flipping Nicki Minaj Anaconda kit. These men dropping so many merch, more merch than trophies. Oh, it's okay. No, everyone's getting cooked. I don't care. It ain't good enough. I've been waiting 20 years. Yeah, everything I told you, Mo, that's going to be.
Yeah, but hold on. I get what you're saying, and I agree with you. We
That's
all
a very
said
passionate speech. I enjoyed that.
we all said Arsenal
as
aren't
well.
the same. We all said Arsenal don't look the same. But I think, in my opinion, and everybody can chime in here, I think it's anyone's league at this point. If we're midway through the season and 42 points, and Arsenal are 40 points, I think it's anyone's league. West Ham are a good team. They're 6. They came with a plan. They executed the plan, and it worked. Like
what
Man
have we
City-
addressed since last season?
Okay, so hold on.
I'll ask
Yes.
you a question.
I get what you're saying. Okay, I'm not here.
Of everything
I'm not gonna
what have
listen.
we addressed?
I'm not gonna defend Arsenal north side. I'm not gonna defend Arsenal. However, same. By the way, Liverpool renewed the midfield. They haven't addressed a lot of issues. They still have the same center backs. Look at them now. Manchester City tried to sign players. Some of them didn't work. Some of them worked. They haven't addressed the issues with the experience yet. And a lot of Man City fans were panicking, and they just win one game. And they said, they are fine. A lot of Arsenal fans, by the way, you're going to win a couple of games, the coming games, and they're going to say they're fine if you get top of the league. I think this is the football I think the thing that Man City did is that people think that a team to win the league, they have to win every game. No, nobody's going to win every game. Yes, you weren't, by the way, you weren't terrible yesterday in all aspects. You were just bad in finishing the
Thank you for
Chelsea.
saying that. Have we ever
Hold
replaced
on.
Aubameyang?
But
Have we ever replaced Aubameyang?
But that's the thing now. Now the club has to go out in January and do the business. Ivan Toney said he wants Arsenal. Go and do the business. I still think that the problem isn't Gabriel Jesus. The problem is you need another option. Like yesterday, West Ham have 9 players in their A team. You need another option. Now the club, instead of renewing Ketia, they had to go and get another striker. You have to go and get someone like Ivan Toney. Go out and get someone that will score goals.
And
That's
what
what I
have we
think.
seen in recent times to show that Arsenal will do that? How many years did we need to replace Vieira? And we didn't. How many years did we need to replace Henri? And we didn't. How many
You
years did we
literally
need
have
to go out
Declan
there?
Rice.
The year
You
that
have
Leicester
Declan
won the league.
Rice. You just bought
I'm telling
Declan
you the
Rice.
history of my club, which is why I got no faith. First of all, my fan base is now riddled with people that are losers. Second of all, this club never goes out there and does what needs to be done. We could have won the league the year that Leicester won the league. What did we do? Go for the cheapskate thing and getting just Peter Cech, a Peter Cech that was washed out at that point. Yeah. This club, instead of going out there, they were quick to get out Pepe. Is Reece Nelson doing any better than Pepe? No, he's not. Pepe at least scored goals to get us to a European final in the Europa League. What's Reece Nelson doing? But it was a cheapskate thing to re-sign Reece Nelson. It was a cheapskate thing to re-sign Onene. It was a cheapskate thing to keep re-signing Rob Holding's contracts, Eddie Nketiah's contract. My club does everything the cheapskate thing. And you know why? Because his fan base makes excuses. We're not going to go out in January and do anything. Arsenal fans are always the first ones to say, oh, you can't buy him in January. It's too expensive. Last time I checked, there's not a transfer window that's called Black Friday. There's not a transfer window that is called January sales. If you buy in January, you buy expensive because a lot of teams that got objectives with good players, they want to reach those objectives. So you buy at a premium. And in the summer, it's basically a bidding war. And what happens in a bidding war? With high demand, with every bid, the price goes up. So why not go out there in January and actually put the money down and get the players that are necessary? Because we don't do well in bidding wars. We lost to Rafinha. We lost Alexander Isak. We didn't get him. Yeah. We didn't get him Buendia. There's loads of players we don't win bidding wars. Arsenal do not do well in bidding wars. So at the end of the day, yeah, I have no faith based on history, not my emotions. I love this football club, but this football club, look at the picture I've got behind. Yeah, that's 20 years ago. And people want to wonder why I don't have faith. Then when we're looking in the midfield, yeah, Odegaard's got 3 assists and Fabio Vieira's got 2 assists. Odegaard's got 3 assists in 16 appearances. Is that good enough? Is that captain? Is that the levels? Yeah, that's the levels to overthrow Man City. While Arsenal fans at the start of the season saying that, oh, we won the Community Shield, we bridged the gap with Man City. Oh, Man City are finished. Oh, the disrespect when Liverpool had to come almost perfect, yeah, and they were battling out with them, and they only won 1 Premier League. And we're that naive and stupid after we have not addressed this midfield that ain't good enough, this strike force that's not good enough. Yeah, if one of us centre backs go out, who have we got? Kivior.
Yeah, but you got Timber. He's injured. Part of football is injuries. Anybody else want to chime in here?
I think that maybe the main issue, and also I can correct me if I'm wrong, the main issue that Arsenal fans, I think, have is that, in my opinion, this Premier League season from the peak perspective is quite weak in terms of, compared to stuff like 3 or 4 years ago. And this could have been a very good opportunity for Arsenal to take advantage of that fact. City are, I think, 5 points worse off compared to last season. Comparatively, Arsenal are actually 10 points worse off than they were at this stage compared to last season. So in my opinion, that this is a league table, this is a league season which is there for the taking by Arsenal fans will be hoping that Arsenal would be the club to do that, because City obviously aren't at the levels that we used to seeing them at, but they aren't taking that opportunity. So I think maybe that's where a lot of frustration comes from Arsenal fans. As I say, it could be there for the taking, but they haven't really kicked on comparatively compared to the first half of last season anyway. They got defensively more secure overall, but there does seem to be something missing in terms of like whether it's midfield fluidity or whether it's just like general offensive thrust. And what's actually happened is we're now in a scenario where, from an Arsenal and Liverpool perspective, where City have had their worst ever period under Guardiola in like a first half of a Premier League season, and City have had their worst ever period under Guardiola, full stop. Sorry, Guardiola's had his worst ever period, full stop, at Barca, at Bayern, at City, like winning 1 game in 6 in the league. And yet City are, assuming if they win their game in hand, are only 2 points off top of the table. So I think maybe that's where a lot of the frustration is going to come from, because I think an opportunity could be there, was there to take, but it hasn't been taken.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I look at Arsenal. My thing with Arsenal is that last year, Martinelli, Saka and Odegaard scored all the goals and played tremendous football. There was no proof in the pudding that they could do that every year. And that's the issue. And then they don't go and get reinforcements in that area because Arteta put all his faith in them 3 players to basically go again the following season when they played pretty much every game last year. And they will get burnt out. I think Saka is feeling the effects of that right now. I don't think he's as fit as he possibly could be and firing as good as he possibly could be. Martinelli, that was probably last season was Martinelli's greatest season for Arsenal, without a shadow of a doubt. There's been no proof that he can carry on this sort of way of playing. And Arteta's gone back to, I don't know if Northside will agree with this, but I think Arteta's gone back to playing sort of almost the way he did when he first joined Arsenal, where he played sort of that mid-block defensive stability. And I remember Arsenal fans saying we play quite defensively and not as free-flowing going forward when he first joined. And it looks like that's what he's sort of gone back to, but now he's got better players. And I think that's the way Arteta wants to play. He's always wanted to play this way, and now he's got the players to do that. And Arteta will look at it and go, look, everyone might be saying this, but we're competing for the Premier League title now, playing this way, but for Arsenal fans, I think because of what's happened to Man City the last few games, you wanted to get in front of them. And no one thought Liverpool would be doing this season. A lot of rival fans were saying Liverpool are done, they're finished now. And Liverpool are now 11, when Nobbins was talking about the points difference from this time last year, Liverpool are 11 points better off. Liverpool have only lost 1 game in 30 Premier League matches. There's something happening with Liverpool. But with Arsenal, I do think the fact is that their forwards, Arteta's put too much faith in their forwards and Odegaard doing just what they did last season and didn't go in the transfer market in the summer and get the right players in them forward areas to give Saka and Martinelli time off. Because people like Trossard and that are not going to win you Premier Leagues, in my opinion. I don't think they're quite good enough.
Sorry, I'll jump in on this one, but the bit that I look at, and I think this is what I've been saying all along, I've been talking about Man City and all this, and Man City at the moment are a game in hand on going above Arsenal. If let's just say arguably the game in hand, what is it, Luton, am I right in saying?
Home against Brentford.
Home against Brentford. Look, for argument's sake, they win that. They go above Arsenal. And this is without periods without Haaland, massive periods without Kevin De Bruyne. You think those 2 players come back into your team and you go, this is where City kick on. And I think it's not just Arsenal here. So I can understand Northside's frustration at the moment, because it's not just Arsenal. It's also the likes of Villa. I don't think Villa are going to be there by the end of it, but I think they're doing brilliant. And the same with Liverpool. No one's really kicked on whilst Man City have been in a bad spell. Does that kind of make sense? You look and go, Man City historically will go and win 10 games in a row, and then like that, title's done. I say it's to you, Mo, all the time, and you go, nah, but City aren't the same. No one else really has been the same, because no one's been consistent enough to the levels that we've seen of what Man City will get up to in the second half of the season. For example, we could have had a different conversation here where the likes of Arsenal, Liverpool are 6 or 7 points clear of Man City, and then we're having a different conversation going, hang on, now we're talking about 3 or 4 games. We're realistically talking, if you take out the game in hand, we're talking about 1 game now. Do we think if you take out the game in hand that Man City are going to get 1 more win more than Liverpool and Arsenal this season? I think so. And I think I think is where the frustration is you don't have to be good in title races with Man City. You've got to be near enough excellent. And I think that for me is where the difference is now. And I thought yesterday, look, we'll talk up my team and then we were awful, but I thought Arsenal looked very poor in the sense of not managing the expectation of what they should have done there. I thought they played some lovely stuff, but didn't put it in the onion bag. If you don't score goals, it's irrelevant. You can have 100 shots in games of football, but if you don't go and score, it's irrelevant. And I've said all along, they need a goal scorer, and they've needed one for a very, very long time. They needed someone that goes and gets them 20 to 30 goals in the season, and you go, there you go. Now we've got a proven goal scorer, because that Arsenal can't rely on the likes of Saka getting him out of jail, the likes of Jesus getting out of jail, because they don't score enough goals to win you leagues. Martinelli's not been good at all. I mean, he's got less goals than Richarlison this season. Says absolutely everything. And I think that's the key bit. Will Arsenal sign a striker in January? The proof is in the pudding. Are the owners and the club ambitious enough to go, do you know what? We have a chance here. Let's go and spend 80 to 100 million pound on a goal scorer that can win us the league. That's the big question for me.
Can I say something about this thing? Like, to be honest with you, Arsenal aren't out of the title race. Man City at the moment don't look like they're going to go on a run, even against Everton. And we're going to talk about that game. We're going to talk about what we expect from Man City. To be honest, they look like they can concede every time they play football, which is not the likes of Man City that we saw in the last years. Yes, without Kevin De Bruyne, who's coming back from a hamstring injury. Yes, without Haaland. But in the same time, Arsenal also have the January transfer window, who opens up in 2-3 days. And that's when you have to see if Arsenal are serious about doing the business. Liverpool as well. They need a centre back. They need a left back now. So are they serious about it? Even Manchester City, by the way, a lot of fans are saying we need to look at the market. We don't have a deep squad. We don't have quality. So we need to do that. It's who is going to go out and do the business. Yes, I see no side point of like, we have not been ruthless in January transfer windows. But you haven't been in this situation for a while. Like Arsenal Football Club haven't been in this situation for a while, in a situation when you need January to continue your title charge. I still think that they shouldn't panic, Arsenal fans, until...
That's actually incorrect.
Incorrect. What do you mean?
In the last 20 years, 5 times we've been in this kind of situation where we're in the top 3, where we can push on and the league has not run away with us.
I don't think nobody ever was ruthless in January.
And the strongest one out of that example is Leicester. The season with Leicester. There was no excuse to not go out there and splurge on that season. All our rivals dropped off. And yet that was not an incentive from my club. And you know why? It's for this fan base, man.
Yeah, but I don't think it's fan base, Nursat. I think it's the club. Like Liverpool fans complained a lot about FSG, like the lack of investment. There is no money. They don't invest. Spurs fans actually complained a lot about Daniel Levy and how he didn't back Pochettino when he took them to the final. He didn't buy one player. So that's something you take. That's something you take with your owners, right? But
no, if we was in a position of Barcelona last season when Xavi won the league, you know that would have been an excuse for Project 7, Phase 7. Oh, we need to wait. But their fan base did not allow that club to say, no, we're not going to go out there. We're not going to get top players. And they were financially with their hands tied. Arsenal fans are already making justifications as if they work in the finance department, saying that we don't have money. Yeah? The same Arsenal fans that said that we couldn't buy a player for 100 mil till we got Declan Rice. They create the excuses for the owners. Ownership that they've already said time and time again.
So can I ask you one question? Were you happy with the transfer window in the summer? £250 million spent?
No.
So what do you need then?
No.
This is enough money.
I think Arsenal went a bit crazy. They what they missed out is they spent all that money, but as I mentioned earlier, didn't go and sign someone that scores goals. Goals win games, right? Like, and I think that I said this, and I think a lot of Arsenal fans got at me going, "Oh, well, we're showing ambition." Blah blah. Yeah, I thought Declan Rice is a brilliant signing, but I said it's all well and good if you're not getting someone that gets you enough goals. Look at the teams in the leagues, and so they go top goal scorers that are all up there, right? Haaland, like we had Harry Kane last season. I use that as an example. Ollie Watkins is now chipping in with a load of goals for Villa. Top teams, you always say this, the teams in the bottom half of the table, a lot of them don't have got big goal scorers, right? Big teams have big goal scorers, whether you're Arsenal, Man City, doesn't matter. Like we talk about Man United and we go, Man United just struggling to score goals. Their top striker they signed scored 1 goal in the league all season. Like, it is a premium to sign a striker, right? And the big clubs end up with the best strikers because they pay the money. There's a reason why the likes of Osimhen is being touted for 150 million quid, because there's not many big strikers anymore. And Arsenal needed to get one and they didn't.
But I criticize my club, and you're completely correct, because when we had Aubameyang, it was a complete opposite. Yeah, the midfield was rubbish. Our team was rubbish, but he was bailing us out. Tottenham, I criticize Tottenham fans because you got rid of Harry Kane, you didn't replace him, and then scream that you got your Tottenham back. When your ownership allowed that team to decay, allowed players that were on the bench under Poch to become first-team players, not addressing the fact that now you've lost your best player, your striker, your focal point, and it's the same with Arsenal. We have not replaced Aubameyang. We haven't. Jesus is an upgraded version of Lacazette in terms of goals. That's what we rate strikers on. It's the exact same. The highest tally, both of them in the Premier League, is 14. And that was a Jesus within a Man City side. That's a lot better with a better coach. And this is the problem. If fans do not put their foot down, a lot of times you allow your team to decay. Tottenham are in this position also because of also the fans screaming that you got the Tottenham back. Liverpool, under Klopp did great things for them, but they also allowed Klopp to be naive enough to allow their midfield to get old. And now they've addressed it, but it made them fall off. Fans have to hold up the standards, because if fans drop the standards, they're the customer. If McDonald's want to charge you £20 for a burger and you buy it, well, the customer was buying it. So why should I lower it?
That for me though is a thing that's happening in the Premier League nowadays. Like whether we like it or not, I think that's happening across the board in the Premier League. You're right. I actually agree with you. I mean, I actually live out in Spain, and I watch a lot of La Liga. You don't see a lot of the sort of propaganda that I would like to call out in there. Like it's different. Like now in the UK, like I just think like everyone just all of a sudden it's all about having a good time. Like unless they go, hang on, I want to go and win the league here. Like I want to go and win the FA Cup. Like
yeah, but it's standards. I'm sorry, it's standards. Like to be honest with you, like it's all about standards. Like I get what Northside is saying. Like, yeah, I need the club to win. I need the club to win that. I need my club. I've seen my club win trophies. I've seen my club win trophies. It depends, to be honest. It depends on your owners. It depends on who you hire as a coach. It depends on how fast you want to win stuff. You didn't hire Pep Guardiola. Like Jurgen Klopp, when he went to Liverpool, the guy won back-to-back league titles with Dortmund. Yes, he didn't do well in the last year, but he went to a Champions League final. Arteta, that's his first job. I get what you're saying. You want success. You want to see your club win trophies today, right? You want to see that. So it's either you go with the here and now, which is you go hire Jurgen Klopp, you go hire a Pep Guardiola, you go hire someone that will win you trophies now, or you wait. And it looks like your club is going to the long-term thing. Those like develop young players, Saka's, the Martinellis, the Odegaards, the Salibas, and all these players, the Ben Whites. They aren't going for, you know what, let's get Pep Guardiola and buy a lot of players and try to win the league, because maybe this is not the model they want to go for. And you support Arsenal at the end. You don't like them. I see that you, Lee, Big Up Lee, of course, and some other fans, by the way, and some people that come here on my channel, they don't like the way the club is being run. They say, no, we don't want this long-term phase 4, phase 5 shit that is happening. We want success. But some other fans, by the way, they are liking the journey. They are enjoying it. I respect both. I see different for my club, of course, sometimes. But a lot of fans are happy. Like, I speak to Spurs fans, right? Sava, for example, comes on my channel, is so different than Will, is very different than Jacob, is very different than Pirchi. Some of them said, we are happy where we are. We are happy to maybe progress within the next 4 or 5 years. We need, some say 4 windows, some say 6 windows. And some Spurs fans say, no, Ange Postecoglou, we need to back him the next window and we need to go for the league title or go for trophies right away. I get what you're saying. You're unhappy with how the club is run. You want instant success, or you want to see success now. I think
that's
actually
what sport is about, Mo. Sport is not just entertainment, Mo, which is why you get prizes. If you just want entertainment, go to watch a movie. Go to do other things that are only entertainment. You cannot deny that sport, there is a reason why you get medals and trophies. Because
can I interject and ask you something? So what is the sport about for a team like, for example, Brighton, or for a team like Nottingham Forest, or for a team like Brentford? Why do the people support their club?
The only thing that we talk about Nottingham Forest is with Clough when they won the European League and they won the Premier League. when we highlight teams, we highlight when they win trophies. When we talk about their best errors, we talk about trophies. We never talk about processes. We never talk about any of that. Okay. Oh, but you put the pressure on. Oh, but you got top 4. No one cares. When you look, when fans talk to each other, we talk down or respect each other based on trophies achieved. You, no matter what you say, nothing takes away from that.
It depends on the club, doesn't it?
No, hold on. That's wrong. Do you think the people that support Brighton or the people that support Brentford are looking to win the Premier League within the next 10 years? Or they're like, if they want a cup, they are happy. But if they don't, they are enjoying the journey.
So why did we celebrate Leicester winning the league, a team that wasn't expected?
But that's very unexpected.
But it depends on the...
You looked at it as an achievement, though, didn't you? You didn't say, "Oh, but this year they put pressure on."
Okay, but that's an achievement that was 5,000 to 1.
So it's an achievement, right? It's not an achievement to just
it's one of the greatest achievements in football history, 100%. Okay, can I ask you something? You're talking. If you're talking, hold on. Let's be objective. If you're talking to a Brentford fan tomorrow on our side. If you're talking to a Brentford fan,
but I'm not a Brentford fan. I'm an Arsenal fan.
Exactly. So that's the thing.
Tell me that I should just be happy with playing good football. Then why did all this fan base, all these millions of Arsenal fans that were still here, why did they push for Arsene Wenger to leave the football club if it's only about style of football and getting?
But I'm not. But that's not what I'm asking you for. I'm not asking you to just enjoy the football. I'm not asking you for anything, bro. I'm not asking you for anything. I'm just presenting the other way of looking at it on our side.
Football fans want to bash Tottenham for not winning anything, and then when it's their team, we put the pressure on. Keep the same energy.
It depends on the context, doesn't it? It depends on the context of the club you're supporting. For example, I don't agree with the comparison of Arsenal to Brighton. No disrespect to Brighton. Arsenal are the 3rd biggest club in England. And I know also when you take into account, I know that money doesn't inherently equal trophies. However, a fair bit of money has been spent at Arsenal. This is now Arteta's 4th full season as an Arsenal manager. Jamie can correct me if I'm wrong. I believe when Klopp was in his 4th season, having spent less money, I believe he won a Champions League and competed for the league title. Like getting to the last day of the season. So I think that's where the Arsenal frustration comes from, because they'll see what other clubs have done, as I say, like Liverpool, on less of a budget, and they'll be like, well, why can't my club do that? And they should be doing that.
I need to explain myself. Okay, so the people in the chat think that I'm asking Arsenal. I need to explain myself to Northside. I need to explain myself. I'm not saying that Arsenal should accept mediocrity, but I'm just saying that if you think, I actually sat on here on this channel and said, I believe Arsenal will win trophies with Arteta, but will he win it today? Will he win it this year? I don't know. I'm not saying that Arsenal won't win a trophy. I'm not saying that Arsenal should accept 2nd place or 3rd place or just top 4. But I'm just having to look at the context, to be honest. Like, in my opinion, it's progress. You're going against a machine in Pep Guardiola's team. You're going against Liverpool. You are trying to beat these guys. I accept that. And I actually see that Arsenal need to win trophies, need to win the league. But however, it's all about regressed. And that's the main point that you said, Northside. We have to assess Arteta's season at the end. If he regressed, and I have the same energy for everybody else, if he regressed from last season, you sack the guy, you get a better manager. But if you progressed, that means if you go towards the end of the season and you're toe-to-toe with Man City, which you didn't do last year because we knew at game week 33 that you lost the league already, now I'm seeing that as a progression. If the guy reaches a Champions League semi-final, that means the year after he might win the Champions League or he might go further. But you want to just say it's all about winning the trophy today. While you are going, and I'm asking you a question, are you stronger than
because we didn't have to go this route?
Okay, so now we agree. Okay, hold on.
And now we are going not only to the manager, but also to the ownership. Don't think it's just about the manager. Yeah, we didn't have to go for this route. Yeah, we've had 3 youth projects at Arsenal back in the days of Wilshere, back in the days that we had David Bentley, that was a failed project. Back when we had the days of Van Persie, we've had this youth project at Arsenal. 3 of them. None of them have won major honours. Yeah, there's no youth team in England that has been able to win major honours. It doesn't happen. Yeah, it's an anomaly. It is an anomaly. So when people are telling me to give time to Arteta, Ancelotti goes to Everton. You're telling me Ancelotti can't do better? It's an option. He may come, he may not come. We could go get Klopp, but we're holding on to Arteta. We're going with Arteta. These are the managers that are going past us. Yeah, just like the same way when we didn't go and put a proper bid down for Suarez and we took the piss, that opportunity went by. The time that we could have went and got Higuain, Benzema, the opportunity went by. I'm sick and tired of seeing opportunities going by and then my rivals be winning major honours when that could have been us if we show ambition. So I'm not going to just stand there. Yes, Arteta hasn't been here for 20 years, but as a fan, I've been waiting for 20 years. So I expect with a club that is dying for success, for you to get me somebody that's good at their job. These players are not playing for charity. This manager's not playing for charity. If I lose my job today, how many people on the stream is going to care? I'm a gas engineer. If I don't install people's boilers, if I don't do my job, are any of you going to cry? Oh, trust Northside, even though he told you your boiler will be fixed within 2 weeks. Oh, but it's phased 6 months. Give it 6 months, even though you're freezing. In what other industry are you allowed to fail, yet you keep your job and you earn millions? And I'm supposed to feel sorry for these lot. How many managers get pushed around the Premier League that win nothing and keep getting jobs and keep getting millions of pounds a year? And I'm supposed to feel sorry? No. Let's concentrate on what the football is about. Football is a sport. It's a competition. It's about winning. I don't care about this new age about, oh, put the pressure on. I don't care. It's not about that. Yeah? It's about wanting to be the best. That is what it's about. And at the end of the day, we talk about who wins and who hasn't, who's got more trophies and who doesn't. Ultimately, that is the standard for each club. Not about how many fans you got, not about how much merch you sell, not about the style of football. Why do managers get sacked? Why do players get sold? Because it's about winning. And when you ain't winning, you get fired. So why are we trying to move the narrative and, oh, let's have two options of the way of thinking about this? No. It's as simple as that. If you don't pay your bills, you're getting evicted. Does anybody say, oh, but you know what, HR, mental health, be kind. Oh, be kind. Oh, mental health. No one cares. You got to pay your bills. Nobody cares. So why is it different for football?
Well, what I would say here, like actually got a good point. Actually, I do actually agree with actually the sentiment and what you're saying. But for me, I actually look at, I use Arsenal as an, like, I think using sort of clubs lower down the table is a slight anomaly in a sense. But I'll use Arsenal for this argument because that's what we're talking about, right? It's a sort of follow up on what you were saying. When does the expectation change at Arsenal and for Arteta after spending nearly £750 million? And I think that's the key bit here, because I think it's easy for, like, we can use that and use an example of a young manager that's come into Luton and keeps them up, like, because that is an absolute achievement, right? But I think the argument here with Arteta is when does it become, now you're expected to win something? Because if he doesn't win something this season, if he doesn't, that's what, 4 years on the bench. Yes, he won an FA Cup at the start. Congratulations on that. But if this was Pep Guardiola, and I use Guardiola as an example here, if he'd spent £600 million in 4 years and won nothing, he'd have been sacked by Man City. Because the expectations, they're expected to win at Man City. But the question is with Arsenal, when does that expectation become that after spending a lot of money on players? And there's no excuses now. He hasn't got his squad. The squad he's got there is his, right? And I think that's the key bit. When does the expectation go from, hang on, no. If you don't win us the league or win us a trophy now, there'll be terminations of some sort, repercussions for that, right?
Yeah, I believe if Arteta don't win a trophy this year, he's got to be sacked. Because you've gone so long, and the problem is the Premier League don't stand still. No one else is going to wait for Arsenal to start doing stuff. So, Liverpool are back in it now. You got Villa doing well. Tottenham are under a new regime now, who are starting their new phase of what they're trying to do. Chelsea are eventually going to get it right one day. Man United, who knows what's going on, and then we're nice coming in now. So I do think Arteta, with the money he spent and what he's done at that football club, he does need to win silverware. With all the rest of the Premier League teams, when we're talking about trophies and all that, I think for a lot of the Premier League teams, money is more important than trophies. And the reason I say that is because, take Brighton's and all that, yeah. There's no reason for Brighton's and teams like this in Premier League not to try and win the League Cup or FA Cup. But they completely rotate their teams for them trophies, because the money in the Premier League for finishing in a Premier League position is more important to their owners than winning an FA Cup and League Cup. And that's the issue we got in the Premier League now for a lot of these teams, that Luton would rather stay in the Premier League than win the FA Cup and League Cup. You know, it's because it's all about money for them owners, and that's the difference between a lot of these teams.
Yeah, to be honest, the North Side actually a couple of weeks ago raised a very good point with me, and I actually thought about it more. It's about the percentage of winning, and he said one thing, because I actually tried to defend Arteta, and he said, "Listen, is there another manager out there that we can get that will make our probability of winning the league higher?" I said, "I don't know." He said, "Yes, there are." I think that's the only reason why you would sack someone like Arteta. If you believe there is a manager that with this squad will do better than Arteta and will have the probability of winning the league higher. I get that, right? But at the end, I'm looking at progression, because the thing about me is that I'm looking at Man City and I'm looking at Liverpool, especially Manchester City, and I think they are still better than Arsenal. Well, was that due to a mistake of signing Kai Havertz? Probably yes. Was that due to a mistake of renewing Reece Nelson and Eddie Nketiah and not keeping Balogun, for example, who could have done better than Eddie Nketiah? Probably yes. Was that Arteta's decision, or was that the club's decision? I don't know, but he's part of the management. I get your point, but at the end, I am not about here to sit here and say, and I keep my opinion same, it's all about progression for every club, unless you are the best team in the league. Like Inter at the moment, we are the best team in Italy. If we don't win the league, the manager might need to get sacked. But Arsenal aren't the best team. Can anyone in the chat, in the panel, with a straight face, tell me that Arsenal are a better team than Manchester City? Anyone?
Wait for the final league table. The proof will be in the pudding.
No. Without the league table, because there are a lot of circumstances. Are Arsenal better team than Man City? Anyway, listen, we have 400 people almost in the chat. Can you tell me a yes or no? Are Arsenal better than Man City? Yes, for Arsenal better than Man City? No.
Pound for pound, no. But
exactly.
Is that but then my
can I ask you? Can I follow up with a question?
One second. Then my theory. Then what is the expectation for Arteta and Arsenal? I'm not sitting there saying that they should go and win the league, because I don't think they should. But what's the expectation now? Because
Mo? Asking Mo or asking our side?
I'm asking yourself, because you said you asked a question about Man City. Yeah, I think Man City is still the best team in the country.
Yes.
Pound for pounder. Arsenal aren't, but then from that narrative, it's then okay, that basically gives a free pass to the manager. So Arteta just sits there and goes, "Oh well, we're not expected to win the league, so we win nothing." But when does that narrative change? Because Liverpool aren't the best team in the country, but I expect Klopp to go and win something this season. Very, very good manager.
This word something is the Champions League or the Premier League. Like, I don't care about the cups.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a league cup.
Okay, so hold on.
When Liverpool won the league, were they a better team?
100%.
No, they weren't.
100%.
Okay, in your opinion,
without a shadow in my, but that's my opinion.
Okay, when Arsenal used to go up against Ferguson, when Arsenal used to go up against Fergie, what about when Arsenal used to go up against Fergie? Because more times than not, they won.
You had a hell of a team sometimes.
Bro, do you know what they did?
98, the 2004, the 2002.
But this is my point. This is my point, Mo. We didn't dominate in that era when it was Arsenal, Man United.
Yeah,
we were able to get over the line. So we did win Premier Leagues, won 3.
Yes.
Fergie dominated that era. This manager, yes, you can say you haven't got the strongest team. 1, it's a team you've chosen to assemble. And 2, you should still be able to compete and get it over the line. I always said it, and I always said it about Liverpool. Liverpool, without being able to outspend Man City, won a Champions League and won a Premier League. I never expected them to dominate, but they got it over the line. This manager's never got it over the line, which is why I never wanted him, which is why I always say I want Simeone. You know why? Because Simeone doesn't need to have the most money to win major honors, and he has the experience. When you have one arm behind your back in terms of spending, where a team has got the upper hand, you need somebody that can handle that. Klopp knows how to do that. So does Simeone. Arteta's coming in as a novice to a team that needed to be rebuilt, has never rebuilt a team, and cannot out tactic the top managers consistently enough to win me a major honor. So what is the argument?
Anyway, listen, I'm listen for the first time on my channel, Northside, and we have been here for a while. I am the villain for the guys in the chat. I'm the villain, right? And you are the guy that actually are speaking facts for the first time on this channel, right?
First time. They normally attack me.
Exactly. I'm the villain. People are saying Mo is talking rubbish.
It's because you're a fraudster, Mo. You're a corrupt judge.
You're super red. You're top red. But do you know what it is, yeah? Mo, do you know what it is, yeah? Behind my annoyance and my frustration, a lot of people don't understand. And maybe it's culturally because I'm Portuguese African. They don't understand. Because people that I'm around, I don't appear the way that they say that I appear online. I'm just passionate. I love my club and I want the best for my club. That's all I want. And I don't even mind. What they don't understand, yeah, is I will fully take the smoke if I'm wrong. But I know I'm not wrong. But if I am, I ain't going to go missing my channel. I'm not going to fold up my channel. I'm here, win or lose. I want to be wrong. But I'm not going to lie, Mo. Do you know why? Because most of these Arsenal fans only do it to get likes, subscribers the fastest, to get on Sky Sports. They don't speak with their heart, bro. And you can tell when somebody's being genuine. Regardless of how they feel, you can tell when it's genuine and you can tell when they're doing it to get a little, oh, I don't want any backlash. Do you know how many streamers, Arsenal streamers yesterday said, oh, I'm going to bed. Egal, a prime one that always got a lot.
I'm not about to do that.
No, but I'm doing it. You're not saying that. I'll do
it.
But
I'm not gonna.
No one said that you said it. I'm saying it.
No. I'm not.
No, but it's true, though, isn't it?
I'm not about to bash people for their.
No, I'm not bashing people. I'm telling you what is factual. When Arsenal win, they're on live constantly. When it goes the other way, when Arsenal win,
no. Just to be fair, Egal was live yesterday, right after.
Egal was live. Where was he? He was never a chat. Where was he?
No. Egal was on his channel live.
The majority of them went hiding.
Egal, to be honest to Egal was on his channel live. He was on the football terrace showing face when Arsenal lost.
Egal, show your face on Northside LDN. Yeah, would love to have you there. We have to have a talk. We must more than you can believe. Yeah, we must.
Dawood was streaming on his channel actually. To be honest,
more than you can believe.
But anyway, listen.
They give it to me when we win, and then when we lose, I don't see the majority of them.
Anyway, I'm just telling you the guys that I respect and listen. Anyway, listen. I was talking to Egal yesterday, actually. He's so frustrated, to be honest. Saad was here frustrated. But listen, people, we're going to move on from Arsenal to Manchester City. The real title contenders. The real world champions.
Quintuple winners.
Listen, people, over 350 people here. You guys are embarrassing me. Like this morning, we'll have a round table. We're having a good panel here. And you guys aren't liking the video. Can we get at least to 200 likes, people? It's easy. It doesn't cost you a penny. SG is saying, Mo have Inter promoted a dog on social media. I'm not sure. I think you're a gooner, so you can't talk to Inter, but you literally had a dog. Yes, so yeah. You promoted a dog on social media.
Wait.
Well, it happens. Listen, I think people are just trying to find flaws. But thank you so much. Thank you so much for the super chat. People, hit that like button for us. Get us to 200 likes. Manchester City played Everton, conceded first again. Problems with defense again for Manchester City. Foden played well, scored a very, very good goal. Man City coming back. The problem is John Stones is now injured. Rodri made another mistake because it's fatigue. I don't take it. It's fatigue because you cannot tell me fatigue in the minute 30 or something. What is Man City doing? What is expected? 4 days until the window open. Are you looking to get someone in the window? How did you assess this first half of the season?
We won't be signing anyone. That's been confirmed by David Ornstein, so that's not happening. Not anyone with like any first team quality anyway.
Are you gonna go on a rant?
Pardon? Am I gonna? Why would I go on a rant?
Well,
my team's just won the treble. I'm chilling. Sorry, the quintuple. I'm chilling. I'm fine. No, I've sort of I've long held the view that I don't think that we should be signing anyone in January anyway, to be honest, unless the right people are available, but those people aren't going to be available. So therefore, for me, I don't see it as a worthwhile exercise to dip into the market. I think what's more important is to just try to focus on the squad you do have and play the players, play your best players in the right positions, and they will get you the wins. As we've seen, if Foden plays in midfield, City win. Foden gets more lots of touches, City win. This is how it works. Foden gets lots of touches, he gets a goal or an assist every single game. This is how it works. Against Everton, I thought we were very good. I thought it was like, one of our better performances. Rodri, bad error, obviously. Nothing systemic about that. Not a forced error. Just bad from Rodri. He did it against Spurs last season as well at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Similar manner where he just gave it away. So he's got an odd mistake in him as Rodri. But again, I thought he had a good game in all honesty overall. And yeah, first half I thought we were fine. Second half obviously better because in the first half we played Foden as a sort of false nine, and then and Alvarez in the middle. Second half we swapped it round and we were much better. So yeah, I'm quite a happy chap, to be honest. I mentioned it before, but this is Guardiola's worst ever run as a manager, and yet we're still only 2 points off Liverpool. And we might be touching on Liverpool later, but I personally, maybe I'm underselling them and totally fine to be proven wrong on that. I personally don't think they will go the distance. I still think they will finish third in the Premier League. So if we win our game in hand, we'll go level on points with Arsenal, who in my opinion will be the ones to take City closer to the final stages of the Premier League season. Again, willing to be proven wrong on that. So yeah, I'm chill and I'm happy, to be honest. Especially
cheer up Northside, you'll finish second. He literally just told you you'll finish second.
I told you, and that's why I need to get sacked. Continue. I'm talking
enough. I'm joking.
Well, it needs to get sacked. If it's not first, it needs to get sacked. Anyway, I won't interrupt anymore.
No, anybody can chime in for Man City.
What if he finishes second on goal difference?
On goal difference?
Would you still want him sacked?
I still don't trust him. I still want him sacked.
Okay. So you won't trust him? Okay, so you won't trust him because I don't want to go back to Arsenal. You won't trust him because of you won't trust him that next year he will win it, or you won't trust him because he regrets?
Yeah, because this season was the prime season to go in, address the fact that we need a goal scorer, rotation for Saka, a number 10 that can turn up against the big teams, defensively have the options, and he didn't do that. So if he pulls it off,
I'm gonna move to Liverpool. But if he loses it in goal difference, you don't think that he should be given another chance?
No.
Holy shit!
No. He got to win. No, because before you move on to Liverpool, and this will segue very nice into the Liverpool. When we got our
I'm not yet. I want to
Arsenal fans. This is Arsenal fans, yeah. This is what they said. Oh, but wait till phase 4. It took Klopp 4 years to win something. So, but they set their precedent then, innit? Year 4, you have to win a major honor.
No, but let's stay on Man City and Pep Guardiola. And listen, I'm not sure how is this league gonna keep playing when Pep Guardiola is still here. But I'm looking at this Man City team and I feel like they are there for the take. You winning against Everton doesn't mean anything to me, to be honest. My problem is Liverpool and Arsenal aren't taking their chances. Liverpool are only on 42 points. So I think it's a good for Liverpool. I think Arsenal...
Does the performance not convince you in any way, Mo? Because it was a very good performance, do you not think? If you watch the City game.
Yeah,
one of our best this season overall.
Yeah, I actually thought that you could have been 4-0 in the first 30 minutes before they scored. Easily. Nunes had a chance. You literally had plenty of chances to finish the game.
At Goodison Park as well, tricky ground. Yeah. Everton are a good team.
You made them look very mediocre. Like you made them look like a relegation side team, Everton. So yes, and I said that, by the way, in my match reaction, I said, Man City. My problem with Man City in this game wasn't offensively. I said you were very good offensively. But I saw Man City still having problems defensively. And it is
outside of the Rodri incident, what were those issues? Because I thought City were very good defensively.
So let me tell you. My point is, I actually don't think that a manager would go to a game assuming that he will have his defender isolated with a winger majority of the time. Every time I watch Jack Harrison, he was isolated with Nathan Ake, right? And that's a deficiency in defense. Dwight McNeil left Kyle Walker and went inside the pitch. Beto, because he's a terrible player, but he was a lot isolated with Akanji. That didn't look good. This is what I am. I'm not saying that you made mistakes here and there, but I actually thought that Man City, again, even when you were amazing attacking, created a lot of chances, you were still suspect. Like I felt Everton going forward could have scored. They could have scored. They were isolated. You were defending 3-on-3 the majority of the time. Rodri still needed support in the middle, in my opinion. Nunes didn't provide that defensively. Nunes was good dribbling with the ball, passing around offensively. But still, the rule of covering spaces is lacking at Man City. Tactically, that's what I saw.
I don't think I agree with that, to be fair. The Ake one, Ake has locked, clamped, whatever term you want to use, Salah and Saka. We often leave
I'm
him
talking
1v1.
about this game. Okay.
I was just getting to the point of explaining why the very act of him being in a 1v1 situation isn't a deficiency. It's a known thing, and it's what City do on the regular. I thought Jack Grealish defensively also had a very good game. Like, he would always come back and support Ake. So I don't agree with the Harrison analysis. The Beto one, that was always going to be the case because that's how Everton played. They got everyone behind the ball outside of Beto, so their only outlet was Beto. So that meant, in terms of like City from a rest defense perspective, like how they played defensively with the ball, we could just leave basically Akanji back because we knew there were no other threats in respect of like counterattacks. So we limited Everton to basically nothing. Harrison had that one good chance from a set piece, to be fair to him. There was that Calvert-Lewin chance, which I think may have been offside. I didn't actually see a replay on that. But Everton created basically nothing outside of what City created for them in respect of that Rodri through ball to McNeil. So I thought City actually did a very good job defensive. So I don't actually agree. I think that was one of our better defensive displays, to be honest. I don't think there were those deficiencies in midfield. I felt like Rodri did have sufficient protection. I think a lot of that stemmed from the fact that our players knew that there were no Everton players pushing forward, so we could just push our own defenders forwards and occupy those spaces. So I actually thought it was a very good game from City.
Do you know why Manchester City concede chances relative to their goals? Like Man City, for example, if they concede 20 chances, they concede 18 goals, while other teams don't. So the reason why is that, and this is how I view football, which is different, maybe it's different than you, is that the chances that Man City concede, they concede them in isolation. That means you concede the chance when it's 3-on-3, because the way Pep Guardiola plays is that he presses very high, and then when you bypass that press, you go 3-on-3, or you have 1-on-1 on the wingers and stuff like that. And I think that's dangerous in football. And that's why I think if you look at the stats of last season, if I'm not mistaken, I'm trying to pull them out, I think you concede the same goals as the chances conceded. That's what I'm talking about. I think I think that what I understood from you is that you say that this is the way we defend. We just take risks. We defend higher. That's the thing about it. We defend high. We rely so much on individual abilities of our defenders, and we rely on Ake defending someone 1-on-1. We rely on Akanji defending someone 1-on-1. If that's the case, and you think that's all right, that's all right. But
it's okay in some contexts. I think what you're talking about is a fine criticism of City in previous games, but in terms of the Everton game specifically, I personally didn't see any defensive issues or big deficiencies there outside of Rodri just passing it to McNeil in his own box. That was the only issue for me. Outside of that, it was a very defensively solid performance. Rodri did get sufficient protection. Grealish did fantastic from a tracking perspective. And I thought it was a very, very good defensive display from City. Offensively, obviously, as well.
All right. Like, I still think, like, I'm looking at this Man City team, and I still think you're not as strong as last year. But
relative to the end of last season, you're absolutely right.
Course.
Yes.
Or even the beginning of last season. There is a reason why you just said that this is the weakest start for Man City under Pep Guardiola.
I think it's similar. I think the fact that maybe the issues were still there last season, but Haaland was basically bailing us out more so. Whereas this season, I mean, it's a very slight underperformance. I think he's got 14 goals from an XG of 14.5, something like that. So he's slightly underperforming. Whereas last season, he would have got 20 goals from that. So maybe the issues were still present, but maybe they were just being covered by Haaland's goal scoring potentially.
Like, to be honest with you, the reason why you're still within touching distance is because Liverpool and Arsenal aren't actually playing up to the level that they are expected to play.
And this goes back to what we were saying earlier, isn't it? The fact that no one's... I mean, we'll get on to Liverpool. I don't think anyone really thought Liverpool were going to be top of the table at Christmas. They sort of come out of nowhere. But no one's really taken the ball by the horns and made this league their own.
Yeah, I don't think. Anybody else want to chime in for City? Ali Garcia saying, Mo hates City. Yes,
He does. He does.
I do.
He literally does hate
I
Man City.
hate City and I hate your fans. I'll just
Yeah,
say
hold
Well,
that.
not
What,
my
you hate
fans,
me? Hello?
Yeah, so you say it
Shut
like
up.
I'm a Man City
Shut
fan.
up, people.
Mo?
People in the chat is say that I hate Man. I don't hate Man City. They are Arab owners, Emirati owners. I don't
Yeah,
hate.
but what about the fans? What about the fans, Mo? You haven't taken
Why
that
would
back
I
yet.
hate the fans? My wife
Mm.
actually had the best experience at the
You
Etihad.
said it. You said that with a lot of malice when you looked
He
at
did.
me.
I'm shocked he
I
didn't
look
have a
at
hammer in
the
hand.
camera. I look at the
I-
camera, and you think
I don't
I'm
know.
looking at you.
I don't know if I want to come onto these shows anymore. I feel
No,
attacked.
I actually
And,
don't hate Man City. The difference between Man City, Arsenal, and Liverpool is that I hold Man City to very, very high standards. That's why I said last year the same Mo that hates Man City is the one that sat with LB on his stream, tried to convince him that the Man City that played last year from February to June is the best team I've ever watched play football.
Wait, who said that? Sorry.
I said that last
Oh.
year, and people said the Barcelona. I actually said that the Man City that played last year from February to June is the best team I watched in my lifetime play football ever. Better than the Barcelona team. So how do I hate Man City and just say that? You guys are just being sensitive. People are just sensitive. That's
They
what it
are
is.
very, very.
I actually don't think that the Barcelona with Messi was better. And for one simple reason. If your team has a get out of jail card, if you played Monopoly before, and you know what that means, I can't call you the best team. Yes, Messi was part of that team, but Man City as a complete team, as the most effective team that played football from February to March, I thought this is the best team. They were fun to watch as well, very effective, defended very well, attacked very well, scored abundance of goals, smothered teams, and actually Pep Guardiola did something that at Barcelona he didn't do, which is he adapted last year to some games. He adapted to games. He gave the ball to other teams. Like when he played Arsenal 2 years ago, Pep Guardiola would never have done that, would never have retreated, would never have adapted in a game. Last year, the reason why Man City won a treble is that Pep Guardiola adapted. I still remember the game that Pep Guardiola for Bayern Munich lost to Real Madrid 4. He kept attacking, and Real Madrid just hit him on the counter, and he never adapted. That's why I think that Man City team was the best team. But anyway, moving on to Liverpool. Yes, so this question, yes. Do you mean that team beats any other team in the history I watched? Yes. 100%. I actually believe that team would actually beat any team. That's just by the way, it's a subjective opinion, right? There is no measuring stick to this, right? Moving on to Liverpool. Because nobody wants to speak on City, no Perchi, Jamie, and Northside, nobody wants to speak on City. They're afraid of speaking about City or something.
I'll chime in a little bit. I think what I think the thing is we hear about this bad run from Man City. I've just done the stats. How many games have Man City lost in the last 10 weeks?
I don't know, but I do know there was a period where we only won one Premier League game in 6.
Lost one game in the last 10 weeks, and we all talk about his bad run. Arsenal have lost more games than Man City have in all competitions this season. So I just tried to put a bit of context because I hear this. This Man City team aren't at the level that they were last season. I think they've not been to that massive standard, but they're still I think they're still better than the teams around them at the moment. I think people completely. I think we make such a big deal about that they're not this. I think
a bad Man City is still a good team. Yeah,
but that's my point. This is a Man City that aren't great. Everyone wants to say, yeah, but they're missing probably their two best players in the whole team at the moment. I think when their two best players come back into the fold, I think we're going to be looking at a whitewash. I'll be honest.
Yes, listen, Liverpool Football Club and this notion about signing a left back or a DM or I want anybody to assess Liverpool's first half of the season. 19 games in. How did people see Liverpool? Did anybody expect it to be top of the league? 42 points. I think they are the second best attack or third best attack, best defense in the league. Jamie, how did you see this Liverpool? Did you expect that?
No, it has surprised me. Yeah, it shocked me. I think we're 12 months ahead of schedule, really, in where the club was going. But this is down because we got Jurgen Klopp. It's as simple as that. Apart from Pep Guardiola, he's the best manager in this league. By no
In the
shadow of
world.
that, he's fantastic, and it's down to him. I think it's going very much under the radar. I keep saying this, and it's going really under the radar that Liverpool completely changed their whole midfield in one transfer window, and now are competing at the top of the league. Last year, Liverpool were dead and buried. Yeah, they finished 5th. We didn't see, even us Liverpool fans, we didn't know what was going to happen. We know we needed to get rid of everyone. We got rid of our whole midfield, brought in a whole new midfield, and he's got us playing like this, where we've lost one Premier League game in 31 matches. One Premier League game, 31 matches. That's down to him, man. He's an incredible manager, and we bought well. I keep saying it. Liverpool had the best transfer window out of all the clubs this summer. We bought well. And, and then you've got players back to their best. Virgil's back to his best. Trent's back to his best. Alisson Becker's the best goalkeeper in world football. Mo Salah's still getting goals at 31, 32, which is nuts. You've got McAllister in there now, Szoboszlai in there now. You've got athletes, runners, what Klopp wants, technically good footballers. It's just changed. Our squad is a lot better than people give it credit for. Our squad is so underrated, it's mad. I look at all our centre backs we got. I put it on the top. I put it as better, and I think City and Liverpool have the best centre backs in the Premier League, in my opinion. Like combined with all the centre backs that we got. You got Trent, who's probably the best right back in England at the moment. We look like that Liverpool team. We're not quite that Liverpool team under Klopp that we were a few years ago, because we are still a work in progress, because it is a whole new team. But we are where we are, and we're where we are because we deserve to be there at this moment in time. There's no doubt about that. We've got the best defence in the league. People will say we concede a lot of chances, but like you were just talking with Nobbins there, Liverpool and City sort of defend quite similar, that they trust their individual talent at the back. They will defend one-on-one because they trust them, and they want to play a bit more risky for reward football, and that's the way they want to play. So them two managers are not going to change the way they want to defend. You look at Arsenal, they defend a bit more of a mid-block compared to Liverpool. Liverpool are more wide and open, but they got the best defence in the league. Why? Because you've got the best goalkeeper in the world, and he's part of your defence. You've got Virgil van Dijk, who's on fire at the moment. And now you've got this midfield that is more set. And in the last few games, we're actually starting to concede less chances because the midfield is starting to get better every game we play. So this Liverpool team are going to fight till the end of the season. I don't know what's going to happen. I think Liverpool are going to do something this year that might surprise people. I really do. And I think there's trophies there to be won.
I agree with a lot that you said, but do you not think there's also some things that need to be addressed?
Of course.
Because like against Man United, for an example, that game showed everybody how to at least nullify Liverpool. And if you keep a low block and you don't commit players forward, Salah, if he doesn't have space in behind, he won't get through and have a chance to score.
I agree.
The same with the rest of your wingers. And when you're coming up against a low block, just like Arsenal, so I always keep the same energy if I criticize another team. If the shoe fits with my team, you don't have a striker that bangs consistently enough. You don't have a focal point. A lot of times you rely on Salah. But if you play a low block, Salah's ineffective because Salah's not going to cook you one-on-one. Salah will cook you if he's got space to run in behind. Exactly. So there's a way to nullify your attack that does need to be addressed. Then you look at
forward.
Then you look at Endo.
Forward. I've been saying this. Like everyone keeps saying we need a DM. We don't. We need a forward. Our midfield is fine this season. Go and get the DM you want probably next summer. But in my opinion, our midfield is absolutely fine this summer.
You need a DM though, bro. Don't you think?
I don't think we do. I don't think we honestly, I don't think we do. Apparently Liverpool haven't got a good enough DM, but we've got 42 points and only lost one game in 30 Premier League matches. And then, so
would you not concede a goal at the start of the season?
But do you want me to tell you something, Jamie? That a stat that you went.
We don't take our chances. If Liverpool take their chances against Luton and win that game, we're even further clear in the league. But Liverpool don't always take their chances.
Jamie,
where you are right now could be this is what I'm saying. Arsenal fans were celebrating being top of the league for Christmas. Where are we now? So I think sometimes when you look and you go, oh, but where are we now? yeah, you're overlooking certain deficiencies. You agree?
Well, that's why I said we're 12 months ahead of schedule. That's why I'm not saying we're going to league.
Do you trust Endo to defend that back line consistently to the end of the season to win a major honour? Because it's been a while since he won a major honour.
Whole midfield that Klopp asks. See, Klopp said this many times. He doesn't want a number 6 just to be the defensive point of his midfield. He wants his whole midfield to be the defensive point of his midfield. He said this in press conferences many times, and he's not just after. He wants a progressive 6, someone who can pass the ball and move the ball forward. That's why McAllister plays there when he's fit. Now, other fans want Polinia and stuff like that, but he just wouldn't suit the way Liverpool and Klopp want to play. So there's no point buying that player. You know, other fans and rival fans might say, go and get him, you do this. But if the manager has got a way of thinking and a way of playing that's different to fans, it's tough. You know, I've said it many times. Liverpool are 12 months ahead of schedule. I didn't expect us to be doing this right now. Going to the January transfer window for me and getting an attacker this January. And then if you really want this DM that everyone talks about, look, getting him in the summer, in my opinion, because I think the midfield's fine for the rest of this season. I really do. That's just my opinion. It's just my opinion. But at the moment, with Trent inverting, he becomes a midfield player. And since he's been doing that, as I said, we've only lost one game in 31.
Why can't you get a CDM that can offer you going for example, I know you can't get Declan Rice at Arsenal, right? We're not going to sell him, yeah? But you can get a CDM that can also contribute for you in the final third or building up.
That's what they're looking for.
Isn't Douglas Luiz the exact player? Isn't Douglas Luiz that exact player?
Yeah, but he's going to cost 80 million this January, and no way.
But you spend the money to get the better players.
Well, I tell you who Liverpool are looking at. So all the reports coming out today is that Liverpool are looking at Bruno from Newcastle. That's
if you get Bruno, that's a big.
All the reports are coming out today. It's in all the papers and everything today. That because he's got a release clause, nothing you can do about it. So
I don't like him.
That's what Liverpool are looking at.
I don't like him at all, Bruno. Let me tell you something about Liverpool that people, and I actually agree with Norsad, you still need a DM because Endo performing in the last 2 games isn't guaranteed that he will, because you can go this January assuming that Endo will perform the same way as last 2 games, and then suddenly he doesn't. The reason why I'm saying that, Jamie, because you conceded 22.5 XG or 22.3, and you only conceded 16 goals. That means the opposition bypass your midfield and actually create the chance, but Alisson stops it or Van Dijk stops it. So your defense is very strong. While, for example, Manchester City, which is something I spoke about before, conceded 17 XG only, but conceded 21 goals. That means Man City don't concede goals more than the chances. You literally concede goals way less than the chances you concede because your goalkeeper is world class and your defense is Van Dijk is getting good. But that means your midfield isn't preventing. So that's the job of the midfield, is to prevent the chance from happening. But that's not happening because the chances happen and now your goalkeeper has to save it. Your fullbacks or your center backs have to block it. Intercept, do that, because the chances already happened. That's what Northside is talking about. That's why, by the way, Arsenal, if you look at them, because their midfield and Declan Rice is doing a great job, and because William Saliba and Gabriel are being great in reading the game. Like we saw him yesterday, William Saliba and Gabriel read the game before it happened. They conceded the least chances in the league. That's why, by the way, Saliba's numbers are very low because he doesn't have to do a tackle at the end. He doesn't have to do a block. He just reads the game and it looks easy, right? Liverpool don't do that. That's why you need a DM to prevent the chance from happening. That's what I'm talking about.
That's how we play, Mo. This is how we play.
No, that's a myth, actually. The reason why I'm saying that, I'm going to tell you why.
When we won Premier League, we came from behind in a lot of matches. But when we won the Premier League, we had Fabinho, Gini Wijnaldum, Jordan Henderson, and James Milner as our midfielders, yeah? Right? That's not the best midfield trio in world football.
Wasn't it Fabinho?
Nowhere near, right? But they knew how to play the system. Football is all about systems.
No. You're building your conclusion based on something wrong. Fabinho at that time was one of the best DMs around. Exactly. That's what we're asking for.
Yeah, but I'm talking about James Milner. No, I'm talking about all the midfielders.
No, but so we're talking only about a DM that will stop.
No, but what you're saying is wrong, because Liverpool don't rely just on a DM. They rely on their whole midfield to defend.
But even when you had Fabinho, you still conceded. Even with this system, you still conceded. So why would you leave yourself short with a DM that's not even nowhere near of the level of Fabinho in this system?
But McAllister's our DM. This is what people don't seem to understand. McAllister's our DM. It's not Endo. Endo's only in the team because McAllister's injured. But McAllister's back in training now. McAllister is our DM.
He is your DM, but he isn't our DM.
Okay, can I tell you something? Can I tell you something, Jamie?
I want to know how Liverpool, apparently this shit, as everyone keeps saying.
We're not saying shit. You're just
not saying that.
Jamie, we're not saying shit.
Because what
I'm telling you stats, Jamie, you don't want to listen to us. I'm telling you stats.
But I'm saying, why would you not want to prevent something that you know under the system, under your current manager, is going to leak you goal?
Change the manager then. Because the system's not going to change.
No, but that's not the point.
Not going to change. This is what I'm saying.
But the system did implement a Fabinho that was a CDM that we all rated. That's what I'm saying to you. And you said a lot of games came back, right?
But what I'm trying to say is it won't happen this season. It will happen next season. That's what I'm trying to say. That DM will come. What I'm saying for this season, I think the midfield is fine for this season because the way the league is. You're going about XG. Darwin Núñez has got the highest XG of all the strikers in the Premier League, but he's only got 5 goals. It's because we don't score and we're not clinical enough up top. If Liverpool were more clinical up top and putting other teams away, we probably wouldn't be having this DM talk because we'd be even more points clear at the top. It works both ways. That's why I'm saying for this season, Liverpool go and get a forward, and then in the summer, you go and get that defensive midfielder, no matter how much it costs.
Would you not get a left back as well?
Be progressive.
Would you get a left back as well?
A left back, I think we're looking at that Robinson from Fulham as backup to Robbo. Yeah, that's who we're looking at. We're looking at him from Fulham.
I rate your team. I've not spoken down at your team at no point.
No.
You know, I'll just say that if you got, do you know what? The best way I can compare it to is we have Jesus at Arsenal. Why not get another style of striker that when teams have a low block, we can affect the game and have a focal point. You always need different tools for different games, right? And the same thing I even think about with Trent. Trent is a great right back, but there's some games that he needs to fall back. And like Zinchenko, he's not of the level, nowhere near. Don't think I'm saying he's of the level, Zinchenko. He's more efficient going forward than defensively. The biggest flaw to his game is more defensive than it is going forward. There's some games that you need a right back that's going to sit. Why not go out there and get a right back that can sit? Because I say this about Zinchenko. When Zinchenko's coming up against Kudus or wingers like that, he's a liability. And there are games where Trent can be a liability. Maybe you can put him in the 10. Maybe you can put him in the midfield.
I agree.
Why not get another right back? And it's the same way I look at your CDM. You might be happy with Endo, but we haven't had enough performances from Endo to say he can consistently give you those performances. So why would Klopp not go and address that? He already let your midfield decay, which is why you're rebuilding back to the level you was when you was pushing for the title again. He should learn from that position and say to the board, we need that because we should be winning a major honor. How long has your manager not won a major honor yet? Like since the last one?
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, 2 years back. So 2 seasons when we won the league and FA Cup double. So it's only 2 seasons ago. It's only last season. This is what I'm saying. Last season was the last season when Liverpool were dead. The season before that, they got to every final and took Man City to the last day of the season. You know, it's last season that we're all going off. And I think Liverpool just need a forward this summer. I literally think this season, get a forward in January. Then next summer, I've always said that on my show that I would like Liverpool to go and get more of a defensive-minded right back and then just put Trent in midfield in that right-sided midfield position where I think he'd absolutely cook. And then get a left-sided centre back that if you want to keep Trent in that right backing area and it verts, go and get a left-sided centre back that can become a third.
Who would you replace? Who's Trent replacing in midfield? Sorry.
Well, that's the thing. This is why I'm trying to think. Maybe we just get a left-sided centre back, Nobbins, that keep Trent in that right back. When he inverts, you've got them 3 centre backs at the back in their more natural position. So maybe go down that route because it's hard. Trent inverting is working. This is the problem. It's obviously working. The proof's there. So why would you change it? And I think Klopp is very reluctant to put Trent as a full-time midfielder. I think he's very reluctant to do it. And I can understand the reasonings because at the moment it's working. No one can say it ain't. So, yeah, Liverpool are nowhere near the finished article. That's why I'm happy with what we're doing so far. That's why I keep saying.
What do you mean it's working and nobody can say otherwise?
No.
You didn't win at home against Arsenal. You didn't win against Man United. Against Crystal Palace, it required a red card, if I'm not mistaken, for you to win. Yes, you're top of the league. And but at the end, you said you could have been way higher on the table. It's working for Trent. It's not working for other. It's what?
It's finishing.
I don't think. I think this is. Yeah, I think it's finishing as well, but it's not only finishing. But anyway, long story.
Well, the Luton game was all about finishing. I think we can all agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah. The Luton game.
We win that game. If Darwin Núñez could score 2-yard tap-ins,
yeah,
Liverpool would even be even more clear at the top of the league now. So it is a bit of both.
Yeah, but that also I can say Arsenal, if Jesus puts that header away, they could have been top of the table today. If Haaland wasn't in, if
Liverpool didn't get cheated against Spurs though, Mo, we have to take that into
100%. I'm not against Liverpool. I'm just saying that
I like Liverpool. We've got good relations.
My point is some Liverpool fans, not Jamie in specifically, but some Liverpool fans, because today they are top of the league, they aren't seeing some of the problems. I'm someone who's from outside, and I see a couple of problems because I don't think the forward line is a problem now because Jota's back, and I'm a believer in Diego Jota. I believe Diego Jota can be the finisher up top.
Problems with Salah
because he goes to the AFCON.
No. So this is my problem with Mo Salah, right? Mo Salah is a goal machine. We all agree, he's an outputs machine. A lot of Liverpool fans say this. It's very hard to keep right. Like when you talk and debate about Mo Salah, it's very difficult because of his output. But there is times when we have good link-up play, and Mo loses the ball unnecessarily, or his first touch ain't quite as what it was. I want a forward that can come in. We've lost a bit of pace up top because Salah's lost a yard. Luis Diaz has lost a yard because of his injury. We've lost that little bit of pace. Gakpo's not quick. He's just got a big stride pattern, and Jota's just techie. He can get around players. We've lost that pace. That's why I want us to get a forward in to, break on that transition that when Liverpool used to be really scary, when, if you gave the ball away to Liverpool in the past, the pace in behind was unbearable. You couldn't compete with it. It was scary. And I just think we need one of them. I'd like to get kudos from West Ham, personally. If Liverpool can go and get him in and just that extra bit of fear factor up top.
Sorry, which forward is it you want to replace? Sorry.
Salah.
No, Luis Diaz.
Oh, all right.
Okay. So you want a left-sided forward?
Yeah, I'll probably be looking at left-sided. Because
Martinelli's for sale.
You can have it.
Luis Diaz. I worry about him just for the fact that I don't know if he's ever going to get over his knee issue. And I've always said it, you can't carry passengers, no matter how talented they are. You can't keep carrying passengers. And if you can't get over it, you're a big football club. You can't just wait and see if it happens. You have to move on and evolve all the time. So, yeah.
Last thing is Spurs, to be honest. Capitulated yesterday. Could have been 6. Could have been 6 yesterday. I'm not sure if anybody watched the game yesterday because I was watching both games. It literally could have been 6-0 if it wasn't for Vicario miraculous saves. And Brighton yesterday schooled Tottenham Hotspur in terms of tactics, ability, positioning, everything. The stats fooled me when I looked at him. And then I realized that at the end of the game, Spurs had the majority of their chances and everything are at the end of the game. Yesterday's game, is it worrying for Spurs at all, Perchi?
Depends what you want me to, what I'm allowed to say on your channel about because we were effing awful yesterday. I won't demonetize your channel today. No, we were absolutely horrendous.
No, I thought
Brighton
you were
should have won
fucking
about.
awful, yeah. So 100%.
Yeah, there you go. We were fucking awful. There you go. No, we were absolutely, we were horrendous. It could have been 6s or 7s, and you wouldn't be shocked. And you're right, Vicario saved some incredible saves just to deny it from being a horror show. It was a bad day in the office. I think for me at the moment it's the questions have got to be asked now on a lot of things. Yeah, we've got a lot of injuries, but I'm not one of those. You know me, I don't blame injuries. Is not a representation. Suspensions isn't a representation of it all. We can't sit there and just go, well, we've got Romero injured, Van der Ven injured. Go and buy better players so they can cover him. My question is always will be, how bad does Emerson Royale have to play for the likes of a young lad like Alfie Dorrington or Ashley Phillips start a game of football? Like, how bad does it have to be for them to play? Because I had this massive debate last night with Spurs fans on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, and they're going, well, they're youngsters, blah, blah, blah. They can't be any worse. They can't defend any worse than Emerson Royale does. Yet he starts every single game, and you got the likes of Højbjerg in midfield, who's awful. It is becoming a problem. We now lose Kulusevski for the Bournemouth game, which, by the way, isn't going to be an easy game. Bournemouth are playing really good football at the moment. I think they're undefeated in 7. And yeah, it worries me. Son drifts in and out of games for me. He gets a lot of positive stuff about Heung-min Son, but we don't talk about the fact that there's times when he's a very purple patch player. Very purple patch player where when he does really well, everyone goes, oh my God, he's world class. No. World class for me, you do it every single game for years and years. The term world class gets used way too much in football nowadays. Kulusevski had an absolute disaster class yesterday. I thought he was one of the worst players on the pitch. By the way, there was a lot more terrible players as well. Yeah, it frustrates me because I go give these lads a opportunity, these young lads. What's worse that's going to do? Everyone goes, oh well, you'll also be negative. Well, no, I won't have the same anger and irritation if a young kid comes in and he has a bad game. No, because he's a young kid making his debut in the Premier League. I think the problem what I've got is why can it be every other football club in the Premier League give youngsters an opportunity from the academy? Use the centre half that plays at Liverpool. Is it Kwanzaa? Is his name?
Kwanzaa,
You've got
yeah.
the lad that played for Brighton, by the way.
Kwanzaa's good, bro.
Yeah,
quality.
but I have Spurs fans tell me that likes of Alfie Dorrington, Ashley Phillips are going to be the next centre half pairing of the Premier League. Well, if that's the case, they've got to give them an opportunity. As I said, they can't be any worse than Emerson Royale and Ben Davies. They were awful. And you're right. I think Vicario stopped it from being a horror show. And then we decided to start playing football at 4-0 down. I mean, with 10 minutes to go, because that's what you want to do. You go 4-0 down, then you start playing games of football. Ironically, it was a young lad in Aleo Valise who went and pulled one back for him. I felt a bit sorry for him because he kind of celebrated. I went, mate, you do realise we're 4-1 down at the moment, mate. Get back to the centre circle and let's go again. Like, then it goes to 4-2. But
why don't you have any senior centre halves? I understand that Romero and
No,
Van de
they
Ven
have
are
4.
injured.
They have 4. They have Dyer. Eric Dyer is there.
Eric Dyer was on the bench, but he
Sorry. Let me rephrase that. Why do you only have 2 competent senior centre halves? What's that all about?
Because this football club moves in mysterious ways and decides that
when
we were crying out to go and buy 2 centre halves in the summer, we buy 1. But everyone was happy because we bought Mickey Van der Ven. Great player, by the way. I love him to bits. He's a top player. But we bought 1, and now we're crying out for January to go and sign a centre half. Well, the top of the list is Jean-Claire Todibo, which I would take in a heartbeat. He's a proper centre half, really, really good centre half. But we're probably going to end up with Lloyd Kelly of Bournemouth or Tosin Adrabayo, which again they're okay centre halves, but we need better at the moment. I think this is the problem. We went all out and bought 3 wingers. Realistically, in the win, we bought 3 wingers. In Solomon, Kulusevski, we signed Brennan Johnson. We spent a lot of money on those 3. In the end, it was about 70 million quid on those 3 lads. Solomon was a free. Johnson was about 45 to 50 million quid. And and Kulusevski was 30 million quid, which we finally paid him in as a full-time player. But not buying a centre half just felt absolutely crazy. Like, and I said it, and this is it. Like when things are good, like listen, when you've got a good full team in there, full 11 in there, you go, we look good here. But when we've got injuries, suspensions, which are going to happen anyway, we were awful. And I just felt like yesterday was a real litmus test moment where it was like, do you know what? That's the Spurs. That's how it is at the moment, because we're not maybe not as good when those better players aren't playing than we actually think we are. But listen, I think once the likes of Van der Ven come back and Maddison come back, I think Maddison's crucial at the moment to get back into the team. I think we lack so much creativity when he doesn't play. Look, you just got your players like them in bubble wrap at the moment because we are really struggling with injuries.
I actually, like, just to be honest with you, like, I wanted to ask this question yesterday, and I asked it on the panel yesterday. In the first 10 games, when Spurs have the starting 11, did they play the best football in the league? Were they the best team in the league?
At that point, they were. At that point, they were, yeah.
So do we think Spurs are 6 points? And we said that we're saying that this league is anybody's league. If Spurs get their players back and everybody's still around, 6 points, 5 points behind, stuff like that, what's a realistic finish for Spurs? Is it fourth? Is it third? Is it second? Because 10 games is more than quarter of the league, right? And we're past halfway now.
Yep.
So if Spurs get their players back, where do we think they can finish? Because it looks like Arsenal are losing, Liverpool are 42 points, Man City still have a game in hand. You only can end the first half of the season 4 points ahead of Spurs. Where do you realistically think Spurs?
Fourth.
I think fourth is very good for Spurs.
So why Arsenal are in a title race and Spurs aren't?
Because
it's squad context.
Because we're not in a title race.
And it's been proven that Spurs have never been in a title race, and Arsenal always.
Arsenal have been once. So
well,
Leicester
Premier League era. Premier League era.
No, but look, I think.
What do you mean, Jamie? I'm sorry. What do you mean? When, like, Arsenal were in the title race in 2015. This is 8 years
they've had
ago.
a few years off. They've had a few years off, but they have won 3 years.
I'm sorry. Spurs were in recently. Spurs majority of the time finished above Arsenal, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So if you're talking about history, Spurs were higher than
Arsenal got a better team. Arsenal got a better team than Spurs. So
right now they have, right now they have.
Because hold on, starting
right this. If we're talking about right this second, they have.
No side. Can you just? Spurs have the starting 11 come back. They go in January, sign a couple of players. Remember, Spurs actually in this window, this last window, they signed Solomon, Brennan Johnson, which is 2 wingers. They have Sarr, Bissouma, Bentancur might come back. Now they have Højbjerg who might leave. They have Oliver, so they have depth in the midfield. Their 4 backs, Davis has been playing well. They have Udogie, they have Pedro Porro. They only need a centre back or 2, which is they are linked to, right? You're linked to a centre back, Tadibo. So you are getting reinforcements. So why Spurs that played the best football in the country in the first 10 games, why they aren't? Why someone present me a decent argument why they aren't in the title race if Arsenal are?
Because Mo, I know my football club, and look, I think we need more than just a centre half. I think we need a goal scorer. We're in the same position. We haven't replaced Harry Kane yet. Richarlison scores a handful of goals and fans get excited about it.
You are linked to the forward as well.
Who?
I can't remember, but you are linked to the striker.
Yeah, Santiago Jimenez. Do we genuinely think Tottenham are going to go out there and spend 70 to 80 million pound on a number 9? Let be fair. Like, this is Tottenham Hotspur. I know my football club well enough that are we going to go out there? What do we need? We need to buy a centre half, maybe even 2, and a striker and an extra and another midfielder is what I would suggest. Do we get those in the summer and spend in January? So do we get that in January? No. I would be amazed if we did.
There's nothing in recent history to show that your football club will do that, which is exactly why you're skeptical, and I completely get the skepticism. Same thing with my club. Yeah, you guys, when's the last time you lot spent money? The Bale money? And how good was the recruitment?
This last window, they spent money. They spent over 100.
This last window, let's keep it real. This last window, they're playing catch up, allowing that team to decay after Poch. Do you know how many players they needed? Mo, let's keep it real. they do not address the positions they need when the going is good. They let the team decay. They don't back managers.
Bang on.
And it's the same ownership under Tottenham that it was under Redknapp, under Poch, under Mourinho. And if there was ever 2 times at least that they should have backed the manager, was Poch, because he outperformed with that team, didn't back him. Mourinho, for you've got a proven winner. Yeah, that with all due respect, a lot of people didn't think that you'd be able to attract the Mourinho, and you could only attract him based off the work of Poch. They didn't back it. So let's keep it real. What has changed at Tottenham? Tottenham's always been a club that played good football. Tottenham's always been an attacking team. That is their history. But the problem with Tottenham is they never take that step forward in 1, recruitment when they do have money, and 2, making sure that they're always building on their current squad. They don't. They had Harry Kane, the best striker in the league, arguably, during that time. Did they strengthen? That's another opportunity they could have strengthened. No, they don't. And you know why? Because as soon as they got a new manager, Tottenham fans, we're so happy that we don't have this fossil football from Mourinho. It's short-sightedness. Because at the same time, you have a new manager, but you don't have the squad. So let's not talk about injuries. Look how many injuries Chelsea had.
No. I'm not. I don't blame injuries.
When I talk about Tottenham fans,
people do blame injuries. It's silly.
No, I'm not saying you, but your fan base do say those things.
Yeah, 100%. Everyone. It's because of injuries. Look at everyone else. Everyone's got injuries. Brighton had more injuries than we did yesterday. Brighton had more injuries. We made James Milner look like freaking Xavi yesterday. And I think the key bit for me is like, look, I think the manager's the right manager for the football club. I think he fits the club perfectly. I think the key bit for me is it's about improvement. How are we going to improve? And we've got to catch up, as you say, with the likes of Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City, to be talking about a conversation. And I think that's the key bit for me. I think we're a good squad at the moment when everyone's fit. Problem is it doesn't work as simple as that. And I think the key bit for us is it all went a bit south when we lost 2 or 3 in one game against Chelsea, when we completely capitulated then. But do I think we'll finish in the Champions League? I think it'll be a good result if we finish in the Champions League. I think I'd expect us to finish in the Europa League spots. If we get in the Champions League, it's probably a success in the sense of it. But that only carries on if we move forward into the next window and keep buying better players and getting rid of the dross. That's the key bit for me.
Listen, people, I think we're going to end it here. An hour, 40 minutes. That's a long show. I want to thank everybody that joined us. Jamie Phillips, of course. All the channels are in the description. Northside London is in the description as well. Go give him a subscription. And Nobbins with his amazing analysis videos. Great there to be there all the time. Everyone's channel is in the description. Thank you for everybody supporting the channel. Thank you for everybody that tuned in. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for Pirchi as well being here with us, who disappeared when we were ending the show, but that's all right. Thank you everybody for being here. Some people saying I had a howler as a host because everybody's against me, but hey, it is what it is. Sometimes it's for me, sometimes against me. Thank you so much, people. Appreciate you guys, and we'll see you guys later. Turn on the notification bell, and we're out of here, people. We'll see you.